Hello everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to be stripping all these microwaves. So I have 14 of them today. So I'll just demonstrate what I'm doing here. So in this box we have, what do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 transformers. Here we will have 14 more because each of these microwaves have one transformer. So, as well as collecting the transformers, I'm also going to be collecting all the components, such as the components in this box. So switches, circuit boards, fans, everything like that. The magnetrons are not important, they're lying on the bag in the other side from the microwaves that are stripped for with these transformers, where these transformers came from. Okay, so I'm going to have a lot of components and parts lying about here in a moment. So let's put the camera on the stand here and get rocking. So as I say, this is only to demonstrate what I'm doing. There's another box here somewhere. Let me see. So we have this box for the second load of transformers. So this bench is not going to hold up here all this weight. So I'm going to need to lower this one to the ground in a moment maybe. Or I might set this box over near this point or on the floor. So there's what on the count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 11 transformers in there, right? But as you can see, right, I'll pull out one here. So look at this one. So some of the cores are different shapes and sizes. So if we look at this one, see the way it's all covered in rust? Obviously that microwave was lying outside. I more likely will never use this because of that, because it's not up to my standards. But if you look at this one, it's immaculate. So hopefully I get 14 more in the next hour out of these microwaves, these clean ones. I'm going to point out another clean one. So here we have another one. There's probably about 9 on here. What do we see? 10 on here. Well, if there's 11 and there's 1, 2, 3, we have roughly about 8. That's nice and clean. So there's another clean one. This one, that one's good too. And that one's not too bad. But that one, and that one, that has the different shape, size. The cores are completely different. But as you can see, that one's a nice big core. So that would be really good, only it's covered in rust. So look at the base plate. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to hopefully get 14 more. So from experience looking at these microwaves, that one there, look, if you look down there, you can see the old residue, the old moisture and the corrosion. The transformer in some of these might be rusted because when the microwaves become done, or when somebody chucks them out of their house, they chuck them outside and they let them lie for a while. So let's put the camera on the stand and get started here. So I have 14 to do. As I say, I will be gathering all the transformers. They're the most important, but I will also be gathering all the additional extra components seen in this box, such as these displays. So everything could be used again here. So this display is sitting at the top because if it was lying on there, they get all marked. But see the components. There's like other transformers there and switches, smaller ones, and then resistors, them high wattage resistors, stuff like that. That's really important. And also them motors there that could be used for projects. So there's bulb holders, not important, but they're in the box. So I will have a lot of components by the end of the day. There's also little thermo overload switches in here, which come in handy for anything really. So let's get started. So some of these microwaves have a lot digital circuit in them, and some of them is just sort of basic, like this one. Okay. So let's put the camera or the phone on the stand and get started. Hopefully the signal's good here. I'm just going to check. Right, I think it's okay. So one thing I'm going to do here before when I put the phone on the airplane mode but it might knock the Wi-Fi off. No, it doesn't do it. So that just keeps anybody from interfering with the live stream, because they have done in the past, phoning me. So I'm putting the phone on the charge here and I'm going to get started. So we have 14 in this box. 14 here. Sorry. 11 in here. So I'm going to set these back in the box. This bench is heavy because this box probably weighs, I think it weighs about 50 kilos. Not even joking, look. Oh dear, watch me back. Okay, so let's get started here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That one there is ancient. That's very yellow looking. Right. So I'll get the phone up nice and high here. Right, let's get ready to rock. So the drill rather than a screwdriver, because I have a lot of screws to take out here. So, as I mentioned, I use these transformers for projects. Lots of different projects, not just welders. And the reason I'm stripping them today because, well, they're in my way. So the first thing I do is remove this plate. There's actually torques. So I need to get a set of torques here for the Syria. So I wish I was outside here in the sunlight, but it keeps raining. It keeps raining on me. And plus I can be a bit more ignorant, chucking things here and there. So just checking the setup here. You'd have to put star screws in the back end, wouldn't they? Might go outside in a moment, we'll see if the rain stops. So what I'm going to do here is put on a pair of gloves. So the likes of this, I'm just going to scrap it, but you see these little louvers, these little vents? They could be used for like an enclosure in the future. So it's floppy. It's very thin, but it could be used for something. But I just stick all these together, keep them. So the first thing I would usually do is remove the transformer, the magnetron. And I just cut everything because what's the point in keeping the wires? Excuse me, girl. So as I say, see these magnetrons? I just keep them in a bag. I never use them, but they're there. So basically I'm just left with a shell. That's all. So look at that wee board there. It doesn't look like much, but it would come in handy in the future for something. See all these resistors? They're like a high wattage. They come in handy for repairs of other tools and things. So next thing now is this fan at the back here. And then the next thing is the transformer and this high voltage capacitor. We'll go for the transformer first. A nice clean one. So what do we see here? So there we have it. Clean, so it's not all rusted, it hasn't been lying outside. That bench is really heavy with this box sitting on it, so I might lower it to the ground here. Just give me a second. I don't want the bench to fall in the middle of this. I'm going to lift a couple of these out because I have to bend. Don't want to wreck my back. So that there weighs like, I don't know, 7 kilograms. So 7 times 11. Probably more than 7. Well, there's actually another one in there now. So there's the one we took out. So we're going to strip the rest of the microwave rather than just chucking it out into the scrap pile. So a couple of other components in here that, well, you could use them as the motor for driving the turntable at the bottom, the turn plate, and also these micro switches. But you know something, is it worth taking them out? Is it worth taking them out? It doesn't want to go with that one. So we have 3 switches on this that I could use for something. But next thing now is this little motor at the bottom. So that's really it. I don't want the rest of that microwave. Let me see. So that's basically all scrap. Just going to go out in the scrap pile. So that's one done. Everything. Let me see if I throw this out. I can take a look at it. The light holder's gone. So I want to keep this for the louvers. Okay. There's about 30 of them in the shade there. So all this stuff now can just go into this box. Oh, I just broke that, so I can go in the scrap. Well, I can keep the little, no. There's too many of them anyway, so. So this wee board with the high wattage resistor, keep that. That capacitor and that wee motor can be used for a model, or a resin model on the channel for spinning something. Like, say if I was to put a woman on a dress above it, I could spin, well, it's a bit clump. It's not that big right enough, because I could hide this in a resin base. So that's the models I'm talking about on the channel. That could be used for that. Them 3 micro switches can be used for anything. The magnetron will just go into a bag for spares and repairs. So look at the garbage we're left. We can keep this wee over our thermal switch. So all the screws can just be, I don't keep them because anything I have stainless that I work with. So I'm going to strap another one here. I'm going to go for a big one. Well, the big one down there, look. That big one actually is covered in oil at the back, but not oil, grease. Must have been in a chip there or something. So let's keep our luck here. Or it'll be a long live stream. I also keep these for test leads. There's one there that was used for a test lead. So we'll go for this out dirty one. It probably has the cleanest transformer of the whole lot. I doubt it. So there's another one with the same type of louvers on it. That could be used for patching too, but I'll not be patching. Long past that. Okay, let's strip this one now. So it's just the same thing again. Some of them's built different with wee tabs and things rather than screws. Why start in here? So dark in here. See, it's gone. See it breaking on the floor. So anywhere I can't get on with a drill, just have to use a screwdriver. I could get on and went to death, but I don't want to wreck that fan. Another magnetron, keep it for spares. That transformer is immaculate. So that just shows you that microwave is rotten on the outside, but the transformer didn't get any moisture near it. Must have been a nice warm house. So these micro switches again, I'm just going to keep them. So this one has a digital circuit in it. I'm not worried about saving the connectors. So again, what we have here is very little but the micro switches. And that thermo overload switch. Keep it anyway, we'll keep this without breaking this one. So this one is also nice and clean. Next thing, the most important thing is removing the transformer. So, the reason I remove these transformers, and the reason I save them is because when I go to build some projects, not all my projects, because some projects I build my own transformers and design my own with a much larger core than the microwave transformer. But I keep them because I can link them up in series. Also parallel, depending on what I'm doing. So we're going to save this one too into the box. The next thing I'm going to take off here is this high voltage capacitor. There's also a big diode there. So not to forget about the little turntable motor, which could be used for the models. I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about, models. So, on my channel I create these lovely 3D resin models. So mainly for my girlfriend. So what I could do, even though that motor's a bit bulky in there, but they could be, I'm just saying, it's an idea. I could keep these motors to like have these models turning on the base, the 3D base that I designed and printed. So I could have the woman turning, I could have the helicopter turning using parts out of this. But the problem is the little motor is more like the 230 volts. But it's just an idea. I'm going to set these things away. Oh. So the next part is the wee motor. So there we have it. No details on it. Yeah, 230, 240 volts. So I'm going to chuck this out. The rest of this is scrap. So what I just showed you, that one was rusted and everything in the back, but the transformer is nice and clean. So on to another one here, look the shape of the bench. So we're going to keep these parts in this box. So here we have 15, 11, 12, 13 transformers, and on here we have all the components that can be used. So I have another 12 to do here. So today I'm not working on any projects, but I am just doing this to keep out of the rain. You know, there's not much you can do when it's raining, when you need to go outside to sandblast. So I'm trying to get this phone nice and straight here. Right. There we go. But I got a drink of water, sweat. Right, we'll go for this big one up here. This thing here is full of stuff. So, the last video, the last live stream, I was stripping microwaves. One of the microwaves I opened had 185 pounds in it. This microwave nice and clean. Look how well kept that is for an old microwave. Okay. Now bring this over a wee bit again. So we'll strip away here. First thing to do is cut this cable and use it for a test cable for anything. Really? Projects or anything. So this is a torque again. They're using a mixture of both here. Oddball size. So the louvers again, different shape this time, a wee bit smaller. Could be used for something, but as I say, I build everything out of stainless, so this is not much use to me. Transformer is perfect. So again, I'm going to try and save as much as I can. More likely never be used to them. But if I was using this, I wouldn't be using this outer surround, the bracket that's holding it. I would only be using the little motor and the propeller part, the fan. This would be all made out of stainless or a stainless enclosure or something. But I keep everything like that. Different diameter fans too are also there. Different diameter fans. So we'll keep our lid here. So the magnetron, save it, but some of these can be done. Nope. Tight. Really tight. So again we have 3 switches. 4 switches, no 3. You see those little rubber feet in this one? They're quite industrial looking. They could be used for something, right? But do you know something? They come off handy. No, I don't want them, I'll just buy new ones. So transformer now. Heavy. So there we have it, one that's in good condition. So if I was using this for a project, I would be reworking or rewiring the secondary winding. So the configuration will be different for different projects. So I'm going to take this wee motor. I'm going to wrap it. Some of these can be rusty because if there's spills in the microwave, they come down the water, the residue, moisture can just land on top of them. And they rust, but this one is in good nick. There's going to be some mess out there later on. So, so we have 3 done, we have another 11 to do. Absolutely mental, I know. So we'll keep our lit anyway here on this horrible day outside. So I'm going to go for, so these microwaves are actually stacked 13 foot tall, well 10 foot tall, and I'm scared of falling on top of somebody, on top of me or Josh or anybody. This is a nice clean microwave. It passes off as new on the outside. It's a rally car we passed. Mr. Gurney. Okay, so I just want to show this. So if you look at these levers, do you see the different features? They're much finer than these ones. So let's say I had a different idea, a different project, and these levers might come on better than these ones. So I'm just going to keep these. As I say, I've got loads of them now. So this is number 3 and number 4. So this transformer can go into the collection, seen here. So we'll keep our luck here. This one's actually good and licking on the side of the fan. It's covered in oil dust. I'm going to bring it down so you can see. You might be able to see the dirt in that one there, look. Okay, so the first thing I take off here is the switches. Thermal overload switch I'm talking about. And see these plugs? See what I mean? Look, they don't come off too well, you have to cut them the best way. So the bulb holder never be used because anything that I use will be LEDs projects. So the next thing now is a magnetron. Can't get in, so the first thing I'm going to remove here is this circuit board. And then I'm going to take off the fan at the back. Sometimes you just have to be ignorant of these. There's plastic cups in there. So there we go. So look at this fan compared to the other ones. See the way it's the other ones are big white things. This is a nice wee black one and approximately 100 mm in diameter. So let's say, see the way the motor itself inside the blades. I could put this into a tube and use it to propel air through the tube or suck or blow anything. I know they don't go very fast, but it could be used for anything. So what I do is I just keep it. The circuit board can stay on it. So now we can get at the magnetron. This one actually has a cover on it. Needs to be removed first. That's not easy, because they have a screw going up this way. So I'm going to be ignorant here. So transformer, nice and clean in this one. So the switches on the door, you can take them off too, but some of them can be a wee bit tricky. Not tricky, just awkward to get at with the drill, so I'm just going to have to use a screwdriver in this one. So the screws are just going to be all chucked out. Transformer next. So the last project I built was a rubber resin cutter, because the 3D printers can't print flexible rubber. So I had to make a cutting knife machine, and I had to reduce the voltage on the primary winding, and I done that by placing two of them in series to split the 240 volts. And it works really well. That's for my data glove, my smart glove. So the last thing is this high voltage capacitor and the diode. The last thing now, I might have left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't keep the base off the microwave with the vents in it, because there's too many placed here and there and everywhere. You can't do much with it. So again, we have another wee clean motor. So the rest of this is scrap. I should take this out. So what I use these for, so say when I'm powder coating something, I basically, because they're obviously high temperature, I put whatever I'm powder coating on it, and I put it into the oven and clean it when it comes out with thunders or something. I have loads of them. So look at this transformer, it looks like brand new. So immaculate. So we have loads. I have another 10 microwaves to strip, so I've went through, I've done 4 there since this live stream started. Okay. Can't get outside today because it's relaxing. So I'll have to go in the house here 2 seconds to get something. Oh. looking for a banana. There's a zoo. Right. So we'll keep her lit. I'll do another one, then I'll get a drink of water. Or a banana even. So these two are big. They'll have a big brood of a transformer with a big core in it. So this one we have. Look at that. Yuck. Close that up. Don't want to see that again. So I'll take these and put them in the box. This one's actually disgusting on the inside too. So see the way that one's all, is that food or grease? It's not rusted, it's grease. So this is so rare to me. That's the first time I've seen that wall in ages, and it just looks so strange. They've been stacking up for the last 6 months. And they're in my way, so today I'm just getting rid of them, stripping them. So I've another 9 or 10 to do, 5, 10. This one has digital circuit in it. So it could be used for something else, some other project. So again, I'm going to take this test lead. I'm going to take this test lead too. Roughly over 1 meter long. Some of them's longer, some of them's smaller. I'm going to save this because it's in good nick. Could be used for a project. So this one's awkward to get out here. We have to use a screwdriver. So magnetron, light bulb holder to bend this guard down. They have tabs bent over in this one, so they have tabs bent over. They mustn't want people to change it. Transformers in good nick. So I'm going to do a wee closer up on this one because it's a wee bit more complex. So look on the back here, we have actual PCB boards. So could they be used? They could be used for something. So I'm going to remove this transformer first. Yeah, this is a big one. You can tell the difference in this one. It's a wee bit, well, maybe I'm getting weaker because I've done so many. Right, I'm going to eat a banana. So I have, what do we see? I have, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to do. And I have to clean this place up. So there's a couple of big ones there on the right hand side. This one will have a transformer with a cord that's a wee bit bigger. I'm going to get something here. Okay, I'm just going to do a discussion here, right? So what these transformers are, let me see. Don't want to put my hands in this because my hands are sort of sweaty. So on here we have plates, right? E&I laminates. So my hands are on them now. See the way you can see the condensation. So what we have here is E&I laminates. So when I'm building my own transformer, I will be using these plates, these laminates, to build a bigger core than what you see here in the transformers. So the reason I would build my own transformer is to have a much more powerful core, stronger, that can handle much more power. What do you see if I lift one up here? So what you see here is the same. So this one is a welded core, so it's not as efficient as the other one. This one will be noisier because it is welded. Another way you can build these transformers is by sort of going back and forward between the E&I laminates. So see, I have a open one here, quick one. No. Hello. So see here you have an E&I laminate. You can put one this way until you build your core, your stack. So my spot welder on my channel is not using a microwave transformer. I built my own transformer and designed it for the spec that I required. And then I worked out the size of wire required for the primary winding and the secondary winding. So that's all online on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to set this aside. So the reason I'm stripping these is because sometimes you just don't have the time to build your own transformer to your own spec. So it's just quicker to modify these ones. Okay? So I'll keep her left here and I'll strip this one. So the capacitor light and the diode. So this circuit board can be screwed from the back here, I believe. You will see. There we go. So I'm just going to cut these wires. So on here we have lots of these Zener diodes and resistors and different components that can be used for different things. So I'll just keep this. We have a display too. So yeah. All of these switches Micro switches, the door. They're all there for you. Next thing is the motor at the bottom here for the spindle. Nice clean one. We've got 2 wires, we've got a plug and everything on it if I decide to use it for something. I'll be honest, I've never decided to use one yet, but I forgot this capacitor and the one outside. Okay, we have another digital display. So the first thing here is removing this lead to be used for a test lead. So yeah, what do we see here? The bench is quite messy. So I'm just going to lift some of these components. And I have to keep the other box. Look at that. Some about the components of it. So I'm going to bring the microwave to the end of the bench here and I'm going to push all this stuff in. So do you know something? I might just keep these screws because there's so many of them. So I'll bring this up closer. So we haven't got no more of these torques since, so that's handy. Save me changing the bit in the drill here. So microwave number 9, I think. 1, 2, 4, this is 4, 6. Yes, this is number 9. So again, we have louvers. Come in handy for something. So this one is lovely and clean. Well, the transformer is screwed at the bottom. So I'll show that when I bring it out. Alright, well it can be used for something maybe. So if I go to build a project, obviously I'm going to pick the cleanest one. Okay. So this one's actually a grill too. Don't think I want that, but some of them are just a wee bit better built. Better built, harder to come apart, I think. See what I mean? That one had wee tabs on it. So magnetron. I keep the magnetron is because look at that one, it's all burnt in the end of it, so it's obviously done. For spares. So the transformer, most important. The thermal overload switch, keep it. Come in handy for something. There's another one here at this point. With wee tabs. Just slide out. So, transformer out. The last screw, make sure it doesn't fall because it's heavy. Then you'll hinge it, the laminates. So there we have it. When I say it's corroded, look. So it's not that bad. It's just it's actually good nick. It's just like old dirt, but it would corrode if it was left any longer. So that is number 9. I'm going to remove the capacitor, the digital circuit board. This one's not coming off here. I got it. So later on, I'm going to finish off one of my videos that I started with the, well, it's not a project, it's the air respirator. I'm going to build it, the refurb. So this board comes apart a different way. You have to clip it off at the back, or I can remove this screw. See what happens. Some of them is built different. See we go. You just get used to working with them. So we have a circuit board, we have a pile of components. Could I make use of it? Yes. There's a wee diodes, there's resistors in there, high wattage resistors, we could use those if we wanted to. So the switches now, I'll turn this round, this thing's falling apart. Oh, Jeffrey. Okay everyone, so we have a problem here. And I'm silly, so I'm. So, a couple of weeks ago, I was working at my smart glove. And I'm just praying that there's nothing wrong with these because I was chucking this about mad. There should be 5 of these on here. I was working at my spark glove and I put the parts in the microwave to keep them safe. I'm actually sweating here. Hold on. There's so many errors in these. Just let me check in a minute. Scared. How did I not remember they were on there? I'm lucky. I think I'm lucky. So obviously I'm going to polish these again now, but that's for not 1 smart glove, but 5. Or sorry, 4. So luckily they're okay. I am. Really calm down. Hold on. I'm going to strip this and I'm going to look at them. So I forgot all about them being in there. I'm lucky they didn't fall on the floor. I'm so lucky they didn't fall on the floor. So let me put this out. The amount of hours went into those, printing them, sanding them, different stages, and I go and put them inside a microwave. Let me look at them here. They're alright. Right, they're going onto the back of the van. In fact, I'm going to put them over here because sometimes I jump under the van. That door doesn't open at the minute, so. Okay, let's get back to this mess. I'm so lucky. Somebody looking down on me. Right. I'll I'll check them after the video again, but let's say I damage one of those, well I'd probably go down a week's work amount of work. I would have to cause a halt, stop everything I'm doing. They focus on them. Probably longer. Right, first thing, testing it. So there's usually always a screw at the right hand side, so usually at the transformer side. And 4 at the back. So this is a large home. I never heard that make in my life. You slide on here at the front. And again, not much louvers in this, but here we do. Could be kept or something. So this one is immaculate on the inside. It actually looks like new. Transformer, I don't know what way they welded the transformer or the core in this one, but I will show it. I've never seen this before. It's it's very. So this is actually. Did you hear what I just said before I said before I opened this? I never heard of a microwave of this brand before, and this is the first time I've ever seen a transformer with defects in it from a manufacturer, from a company. So I'm going to show the defects when I bring it out. So the laminates are actually not touching on the core or on the stack. There's a space between them. And the welding that's welded the E and the I laminates together. Look at that. That is rough. I'll show what I'm talking about when I bring it out. Never done anything else before. I've stripped a lot of microwaves. Just check I haven't placed anything inside this before I move on here. Yep, look at the inside of that one. It's yuck. So this is the first time I've seen a transformer out of the factory. When I say defects, it's not up to scratch, because a transformer shouldn't look like this. So where is the screw? I've took it out already. So back the truck, then I'll bring the transformer out. So transformer next. So, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in a moment. Look at that, I've never seen anything like this before. So, that is rough. Somebody must have been drunk. So, look at the shape of this. So this is a very inefficient transformer. So, look, it's actually bent. So, if you look here, look at the rough the welding is. So these plates are actually laminated. So there's actually like a wee film, like a wee insulator on them. And see the way here you've got this, see the way you've got a wee fine weld, that's the way it should be. And then you've got this big yucky looking weld that's sort of dabbed with a welder. And then if you look here, you can see a gap, an air gap. So this would be ineffective. Wouldn't be as efficient as something like this. That's well designed. Okay? So if I look at the side of it again, See the way you can see the air gaps? You can see a gap between the plates. And I've only removed that. It hasn't been dropped. It's just poor quality. So even though it's not rusted, I will never use this for anything. If somebody asks me for a transformer, I will give it to them. But nobody's going to ask for a transformer. So, see what we have. So even before I opened this one, I could tell that I've never seen anything like it before. And nothing here. I'm not going to keep nothing here. The bulb holder, I'll take it off, but I'll never use it. I don't even want that. Take the wee motor off it. So what one is that? That's a good one. So we're on the microwave number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 8. I have 8 left to do. I'm gonna go for. There's a big one here. Look. So finally, I have the garage back nearly. So that's most important too. Don't want to be tripping over microwaves coming into the garage. So this is like an industrial grade microwave. I can tell already looking at it. What do you see what make it is? Sanyo is a really good make. So I'm guessing the transformer in this one will be good and bulky, and it won't have any of those defects that you seen a moment ago. So let's go for this screw at the side. Okay, so what is going on? This must be ancient. Look at that. I've never seen one like this either. Well built. Really well built, this one. So I'll strap it anyway, but the transformer looks, I don't know what it looks like, to be honest. I'll know in a moment. The screw from the inside. Screws from the inside. Strange. So the bench is going to need clean soon again. So I'll keep this wee board. The wire's long on it. Thermal overload switch, we'll keep it. So this transformer is really heavy duty looking. So it's got a big core in it and big thick wires. So I will remove the magnetron first and this fan. Hopefully, might need to strip this one a little bit further here. Because it's so bulky. Look at that, look at the shape of it. So I will not be using that one again. Disgusting. So I'll take it out anyway. I'll try and take it out. It just looks too rusted. Do you know something? It's not too bad. It's just I haven't seen one like that before. We'll keep it because it's not too bad. It's just covered in the base plate's a wee bit rusted, but that's not. I could put a plate down inside of this and blast that plate if I want to, but we'll see. So we'll set it outside the box for the meantime, and we'll strip the rest of this. Some of these microwaves I might even bother stripping. Well, I don't know. Should I? Should I continue this one? Like, look at it. Must have been a lot chippy. Maybe. What do you see this? Look inside that. I don't even want the plate. I don't want the plate in that one. See what I mean? Look at this motor. But the way there's two screws to the side. It's all rust, I'm not taking it. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take the micro switches and I'm going to dump the rest. Okay. So I mean micro switches are not dear, but it's handy having them. We'll take this wee thermal overload too. I'm going to throw the rest out. We'll get a look at this. We'll keep that. So, chuck it. Look at the bench. Right, I'm going to have to clean this wee man. Right. What a mess. Right, we'll do another one. I'm gonna go to the toilet first. Okay. So I'll continue on here. So this is another George home. So this is a same microwave that has the defective transformer in it. So let's see the quality of this one. So here's the one with the defect. So let's see what this one looks like. So let's say this one has a defective transformer too. Well, ineffective transformer. Inefficient. It's hard to come apart. It's the best staying away from buying one because the quality's not great. It's cheap. Cheap as chips. Magnetron next. Transformer. Looks in better nick than this one. Coming from the same factory. More likely. So look, these two transformers are identical. The core size, the size of the wire, secondary winding, primary winding, everything is identical. But if you look at these two, this one's quality is crap. Okay, so I noticed the quality in this one's not great either. So see if you look here, do you see the way we have two laminate eyes? So I'll show this. So what we have here is parts of a transformer. Ones that I use for custom transformers that I build. But there's two of these laminates. See that way an E and an I. There's two extra in here. That's really doing nothing. Because there's two plates missing. Okay. So I'm going to keep it anyway. I might put a mark on that one. So, I should point out, if you look at the side of this one, it doesn't have the rough welding on the side of it. See the way this one, the weld's not great actually too, but if you look at the side of this one, here, see the way they went overboard. I don't know what they've done. And that's the first transformer I've ever seen with welding like that on it. And it's the first transformer I've ever seen with a gap in the middle of it. Between the laminates. So I'm going to continue on. I think I've 7 left to do. No, I don't. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this one. So I'm flying. I've nearly 9 done, is that right? So let's look inside. Disgusting. I'll take the switches. I'll dump the rest. If it lets me take them. Some of them are cooking. Some of them just don't want to go. So, I'm going to quickly talk about the wee motor too. Nice and clean. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so I can dump around this. What a mess out there now. So I'll continue on with the number, what is it, number 10. So I'm going to use this as a test table. I've got hundreds of them now. So give me louvers, keep it. This one is clean on the inside, great. So we'll go for a wee fan at the back first. So, I'm not doing any projects today. Well, I might be later on. I'm just getting rid of microwaves that's lying in the way in the garage here. 14 today. So another fan. Come in handy sometime. So transformer next, the most important component that I want here. Is it nice and clean? It's good there. 95%. So the reason I'm stripping all these microwaves, the reason I've got so many is that's not going to come out. The reason I've got so many is because, well, when I go to build projects, I hate looking for them because you can never get them. And the councils, nobody wants to hand them out because they say it's part of their property. But they'd rather throw them out to the scrap pile than give them to me. But I get these ones from Good Place. And I'm saying no more. So I once, maybe about, I think it was about maybe 9 months ago now, I drove to Korea to buy a microwave because I couldn't get a transformer. So hence why I'm doing this. So I'm looking forward to the last two big ones. Well, there's 4 to do, but I'm going to do the big ones at the end because they are juicy looking. They're very big. bulb holder, I'll take it, but just in case, because you won't be able to buy LED bulbs that'll screw into that. Same type of holder, the bulb's not coming out. So that's for the scrap pile. I'm going to leave that capacitor. I'll take that big massive diode. If it comes off with okay, so I'm on number 10 now. So I'm flying. So this make is, I don't know what it is, sharp. So it's a good brand. A good brand, a good transformer. So test cable. Nice and clean. Might do for something in the future. If not, I'll throw it all out in time. So magnetron, I'll take it. And if not used in the future, I'll dump them. So, the bulb holder I could take. No, it's disgusting. The bulb came apart inside it. So, I'm going to take the transformer and the circuit board. Transformer, most important, a nice clean one. You can tell the quality of the transformer is good in this one compared with cheaper microwaves. And it's one fine transformer. So high quality, that one. So I'm going to now move on to microwave number 11 after I strip this. So hopefully you can see there. The problem is I can't go outside today because the weather is terrible. So I will continue with projects next Saturday. And at the end of the day I'm going to do another live stream on something else. So I'm going to take this capacitor. And I'm going to take the micro switches, and I'm also going to take the circuit board on this because it's got a nice display. It's got a lot of components on it. So I don't want the actual cover of it. I'll put it in there anyway. So I can use this for powder coating. Can put it in the oven, my metal parts on it. Can use it as a plate. 1, 2, 3 micro switches there. So they're more likely, are they a Japanese brand? Or glass, the wee bulb broke on the floor there. So this is now going outside for scrap. Yuck. So I'm going to strip this one in 2 seconds. I noticed I found a sneakers and I don't want them in the garage. Okay, right. So this is microwave number 12 today. I'll be glad when these are done. So transformers in good nick and looks nice and clean. So I'll continue and I'll strip this one too. So the last 2 microwaves here are bigger industrial ones. Well, they look to be from here anyway. But they are they're discoloured and they have a lot of oil froth or oil, what do you call it? I'll show you in a minute. Look at the stuff you get on a tumble dryer. I have that. Bolt around the vents. So that's telling me that the transformers might be rusted. So, see what this bulb holder looks like? They're all disgusting. So, transformer next. Transformer number, what is it? 11, 12, 13, this is number 12. Nice clean one, well, at least the laminate plates are clean. The base plate, a bit of moisture fell on it, but it did not affect the performance. I can sandblast the plate to the bottom. That's what I really want to. So we'll keep that capacitor. I'm going to take the circuit board in this one too. Some of these can cause you bother. Some of them can be tricky. I have a lot of cleaning up to do. So I do. Before I can do the other live stream. So the switches, we'll keep them too. I'm going to keep this wee motor maybe if it's clean. Nice and clean. Okay, so I'm on to microwave number 13. And this is a big one. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean these screws back. I'm going to need the hoover out, so later on. So the bigger microwaves usually have a longer cable on them, which is good. So if you look at this one, it's about 1.5 long, so that's good meters. So this is a really industrial-like microwave. So hopefully the transfer. So see the ones with the big screws like that usually have a bigger core. Hopefully it's not rusted, because they're industrial, they are rusted. They get more use than the small microwaves. Look at the back end here, the vents are all blocked. So what do we see what this looks like? So the last industrial microwave I stripped, it had 185 pounds inside it. So here we go, let's get a look if there's any money in it. So look how clean they kept it. They kept it nice and clean. So what do we see what this looks like? Nice and clean. Well, the transformer's in good nick. Transformer's in good shape here, and that's all I really care about. I'll just be honest. Right, look at this. I've never seen this before. The transformer's actually sitting on a channel, which could come in handy for me. So I'll take it out in a moment and I'll show you the difference. This is actually the first transformer I've ever seen like this in a microwave, and I've stripped lots of them. So there's more micro switches in it too. So there's usually 3 in the other one, and there's 4 in this. Yeah, it's just a wee bit more industrial grade. So I'll strip right here. So look at the bulb holder, the way it's done. It's just done completely different from the household ones. And also, the first one we have bolts in it. So it's obviously a grill on the top of this too. There's nothing in there. It's not a light, is it? Doesn't even look like a grill. But anyway, I'm going to continue on here, strip this one. But bear with me. This one's completely different. We'll go for the fan. Where is that made? Made in Korea. This is industrial grade, alright. Should not beat me either. That's just a cover for the magnet shelf on top of it. Hopefully I don't have to take that off. So we have a resistor there, look. High wattage one. It's not a grill. Okay, this one has come down completely different. I need to get sockets here. Right. So we're 7 on or 8 mil. So the wee switch, we'll cut the wires at the bottom first. So magnetron, they would. Look at that transformer. I've never seen one like that on a platform. Well, I'll take it out here to see. And this is what quality looks like. This is quality. Look at that there. Well, me gap there, look, and where the eye laminator is. But you can just tell that the stand and all, it's just industrial grade. So the reason they more likely kept that off the platform is to keep any residue, any moisture off the transformer itself, because usually they're mounted directly here at the plate, and you can see it's corroding. So not corroding, but just our residue. At least they do rust. I'm going to show one here's rusted. Hold on. Just give me a second to find. I'll bring the camera over. So here we have one out of an industrial microwave, right? And look at the size of the core on it. See how badly rusted it is. So obviously the core in this is much bigger than this, so it'll handle more power if I rewind it for whatever purpose I rewind it for. But if you look at this one, it's the odd one out that has a bracket, like a channel underneath it. So it keeps the actual core off the base of the microwave. So really, a really smart thinking from the designers of that microwave, if you ask me. And it will come in handy for a project also. So we're going to finish off stripping this one. Going to take the motor out of it first here. So as I say, later on I'm going to continue on with the air respirator refurb. I'm going to get a drink of water here first. So I have one more microwave to do after this one, and it's an industrial microwave too. It's sitting over there though. So hopefully it has a big transformer in it. See how there's more screws? I think it's the first industrial grade microwave I've seen with no grill on it, but. So see the way everything's doubled up? So rather one screw holding this motor on, it's got two. And do you see that plate there at the bottom? That galvanized plate? I'll just show that. It's much thicker than your typical household microwave. See this plate I'm holding on to here? Boy, the amount of screws. This one doesn't want to come apart. So look at that. Look at the quality of that piece of plate. Do you know something? I would nearly keep it, only I build everything in stainless. So we're going to take off this motor, and then we're going to move on to the other microwave. So this capacitor can be kept. Probably never use them, but I will be using transformers. So what do we see now? What we've got here? So this one actually has nuts in it. M5 thread. So what do we see now? This circuit board. Let's get a look at it. So it has a wee small transformer, capacitors. Could I make use of it? The display I could for a project. But this one is well put together. Come apart. They've got it well put together. I'm going to be ignorant, right? So we also have a resistor in here, high wattage, low ohms, which is good for repairing something. This boy. So I'll take these switches through. 3 high quality. Sorry, 4. So I can just slide these out if I want them for a project. So they're 1, 2, and they're of high quality. So good job. I'll keep this. Right, I'm going to bring over the final microwave here. So the door's had enough. It's fallen off. That's a strange microwave, if I ever seen one. Right. So we're nearly done here. So let's see thermal overload switch, these thermal switch. So I'll dump this first. I'll dump this one and then I'm going to bring over the other one. The final one. So on the back of those wee thermal switches, there's like a temperature rating which they would trip out at. So they're all different. I keep them because sometimes you need ones for spare if you're repairing anything really. Couple wires, anything. Right, so on to the final one here. It's a big one. Well, it's an industrial looking one. Yeah, it is. So definitely we have an industrial type microwave. So hopefully we have another big brute. Mind my language, but brute's a bad word. So we'll set these screws aside. A big lump, I should say. So somebody's looked after this one too, even though it's quite old. So all I care about, look at the back of it. So you know it's old, it's Panasonic. It's one of the leading brands. So here we go, let's see what it looks like inside. Let's see what the transformer looks like. So again, I know by looking at this microwave that's really good quality, well built. I don't want to test it this time because the plug's gone, okay? I cut it off, or I took it off. But yeah. No, I didn't. It's probably just gone. So, the 4 screws I took out there is for the fan surround. I've got hundreds of screws now. They're all going onto the strap. So this microwave should have a big transformer in it, and it's covered in rust. It's the first one out of the 14 that's covered in rust. Well, I'll show you one other thing here, a difference. So if you look at this cover, right, out of all the microwaves I've stripped, this one has no louvers on it on the side. Or see what I mean? Every other one does. Even the industrial grade one I stripped. So this is number 14. Inside how long? An hour and 50 minutes. So when you see the transformer, it's rusted. It's a big a big core. It's not as good as this one. It's not as good as that one on the bracket. But I'll demonstrate the transformers in a moment, all of them. But as I say, I'm going to keep stripping this one, removing any parts. Take me a couple of minutes here. So on the cable, might just launch the whole lot out. Here we go. See, this one's got a 7mm bolt on it. Different. You take your gloves off, they're dangerous. Like a drill. So we're going to remove this magnetron. We'll keep this wee switch for spare, anything. It's a big gun there, boys. It's a big gun, but it's all rust. Okay, we'll take this transformer out now, right? But I just have to cut the wires here first. There we go. So this one is rusted. It's probably lying outside doing anything. There we go. So while I use that, probably that. So why is the big ones that are rusted? Why is that? People on the understeer and chippy or don't clean them as well, or they throw liquid on top of them or something. So when I put my gloves on again because I have to watch me cut my damage film even. So I'm going to remove the digital circuit board, the display. I could use it for something in the future, for power or something. Where'd my colours go? So the next thing I'm going to remove here is the, let me see, the micro switches. So they're screwed under the bracket. So maybe in a while, they're not dear, but there's only 2 in this microwave. Because it's obviously more digital circuit, more control. So this fan, right, is the first blue one I've seen, but it's maybe a bit rusty. So might just leave it now. Pull the rest in the scrap. What's the motor like in the bottom? Two seconds there, I think there's somebody out here. Yeah. Right. Let's finish this off. So look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? They've done it completely different again. So a nice clean motor with a bit of, don't know what it is. Not moisture, it's kind of oil substance. So what are we going to do now? We're going to finish up here. Okay everyone, so it was a long live stream, but I have, how many do I have? Lots. So some of these transformers, this one at the back is the one that has a defect in it from a cheaper brand, okay? You can see an air gap between the laminates. That's obviously per design, per manufacturing even. And also you can see here that the company, whoever's designed or built this, I don't know, it's just rough. If you look at one, a high quality one, look like this one, you can see how the laminates is welded together with precision. Again, there's a better one there, look. So this has obviously come out of a, more like out of a better microwave. That's come out of a brand I never heard before. I don't even know what to call it now. But we have quite a number of them here. So let's say now that I decide to build something. I will go, depending on what I'm building first, I will go for one that has a bigger core, like this one. Preferably one that's not rusted. There's 3 of them there. So there's one here that has the only one that's sitting on a different. I've actually removed the secondary winding there, as you can see. So that's ready to be used. I've probably used this for something to test, but I've never used it because I didn't like it because of the way the plate is mounted to it. Usually the plate is welded to the side of the transformer. Okay, so there's that there one looks clean, but it's crap. Okay, so here we have one that has good welds on it. So that's it, everyone. Obviously they're not all made in the same factory. If they were, they would be different, the same quality even, but they're not. There's only one per one there, and that's the one over here. So I'm going to show you what I've done today. So I've done 14 microwaves. We've got all the, don't know if I'm keeping most of the stuff, but I'll be keeping this box. The magnetrons go on the shade. Might throw them out in the future. And there's the 14 scrapped microwave. So they need to go in the scrap pile now. It'll take me an hour reading all this stuff up because I have to take it round into the pile. So thanks for watching, everyone. There's the transformer, my own transformer that I designed. The primary winding, secondary winding, everything. The length of the core is much bigger than the microwave. So much more power. Won't heat up as much as the microwave ones. Okay. So thanks for watching, everyone, and goodbye. I have a mess here to clean up. I don't know how I'm going to lift all these. I might use this other box. But that one will never be used. So thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.